In today's video, I'll be doing a quick one on how to research for Amazon book categories. If you're a publisher, then you will know that Amazon allows you to upload 10 categories for your book, to put your book in 10 different categories. But the issue is when you go to Amazon and you check it, you see just 3 categories displayed at the moment. So how will you know the other 10 categories, and how will you check that of your competitor so that you know which category their book is in? I'm going to answer that quickly and briefly in today's video. If this is your first time on this channel, then hit the subscription button and turn on notifications so that you get notified whenever I post content like this. And if you're already subscribed, then it's nice to see you again. So briefly, let me explain what this video is all about. So this is Amazon.com, and if you check any book, okay, let's check a random book. If you check any book at random, let's say this is a book right here. So if you click this book, for instance, Mercedes Lecky, and you go down, you can also do this with your phone. You see that this book is this one category, fairy tale. It's ranked number 370 in fairy tale, then it's ranked 2130 in fairy tale fantasy. It's ranked 3439 in folklore books. Now this book has more than 3 categories, but Amazon displays just 3, and it's the same thing for your book when you upload them. So let me teach you how to know the remaining categories. First of all, this is a nice book, guys, if you want to work on it, but let me go ahead and make it more practical. Let me check the non-fiction bestseller list, and let me pick a book there and use it for this illustration. Okay, now let me go with this first book. This is Outlive: The Science and Act of Longevity by Peter Attia and Bill Gifford. Something. So let's check out this book. This book is a bestseller, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to come here, so that we'll look at a bestseller. And it's actually a nice book if you want to model it. It's a nice one. I would recommend this book because it was released just this year, March 28th. This is like 2 days back, and this book is ranked number 1 in aging on the Kindle store, number 1 in anatomy, and number 1 in Alzheimer's disease. So this is a very crazy book right here. The book is selling like crazy. So now let's say you want to model this book, for instance, and you know that this book is number 1 under aging, this book is number 1 under anatomy, this book is number 1 under Alzheimer's disease. Now let's assume these categories are less competitive. By the way, you can click on this and check. Let me open it in a new tab and check for other books in that category to see. Okay, it's number 1 here. This is the second book, this is the third book, the fourth book under aging. So it's 49, the bestseller rank according to my extension here. Then like this, you can go ahead and check other book in that categories to know if the category is truly profitable. Sometimes a category is not profitable, but a book, the number 1 book there, is just exceptional, and you know that when you compare the difference between the bestseller ranks of the book. If the difference between the bestseller rank is wide, then you know that okay, this book has just been exceptional. But if the difference is not too wide, then you know that okay, there's a lot of competition in this category. So that's by the way. So let me go back to this place. This is number 1 here, number 1 here, number 1 here. Now how will you know the remaining 10 categories, the remaining 7 categories that this book belongs to? Because I assure you that this book is not just in these 3 categories. So let's go to this website here. This is the website we'll be using, booklink.com, bklnk.com. I'm going to drop a link to this website in the description of this video. So what you have to do is just come over here to this book. Come over here to this book and get the ASIN of this book and paste it here. Now why will you want to know the category that this book belongs to? 2 reasons. 1, you want to know the category that this book belongs to because you might want to place your book in that category, in same categories, provided they are profitable. You know, if I'm modeling this book, then it's assumed that your book is talking about almost the same thing with this book. It's talking about something similar. So you would like to put your book in those categories too, if they are profitable, to increase your chances of selling. The whole idea of putting your book in 10 categories is to boost your chances of selling. Reason number 2 is to know how good that book is doing in that category, and to know if it's worth it. Okay, now you scroll down to this website, booklink.com, and you paste your category here. and you click on, it's under United States US market, then you click on go find. Now you want to know which category that book belongs to. And the second reason, it's okay, it is the third reason actually, is to know more categories. Because if you're modeling a book, then you like to put your book in similar categories. So to know more categories that your book can fall into, because you can actually get a nice book but not know the categories to fall into. You can also use Publisher Titans for that. But lately there have been a lot of issues about Publisher Titans, and it seems that option is no longer there. So this is like an alternative of Publisher Titans. You can also do this with Publisher Rocket. If you have Publisher Rocket, I'm going to show you that before the end of this video. So it has loaded up, and you can see this is the title of the book, Outlive the Science of Longevity. Then if we go down, these are the categories that this book fall into. I told you there are more than 3 categories, right? So you can see books, self-help, this for the paperback. Then books, this for the paperback too, this book paperback too. Then Kindle, this for the ebook. So you can see, if we should check this category string, Kindle store, Kindle ebook, science and maths, biological sciences, anatomy, science, like that. Then look at this one, Kindle store, Kindle ebook, health, fitness and dieting. And you can see Alzheimer's disease. If you remember, this book was ranked, if you remember, this book was ranked number 1 under aging, anatomy and Alzheimer's disease. So let's see if this website is actually telling us the truth. Now this is anatomy, this is Alzheimer's disease, and this is aging. So this website is actually telling us the truth, because the same thing that we saw on Amazon that we are seeing here. So you can come down here and see the category string. So if you want to include this same book if you want to include this same categories, you just copy this category string, you go to Amazon and you add the categories to this book. I'm going to do separate videos on how to add categories, because this is just a category research video. I'm going to drop another video on how to add categories for your book, both ebook and paperback. So you might want to subscribe to this channel and stay tuned for that video. So these are the categories that this book belongs to, as you can see here. So you can copy this out, you go there and then you add your categories. Now one mistake people do when doing category research is that they'll feel, okay, if my book is about let's say you're writing a travel guide on France. Okay, let me demonstrate this part practically using Publisher Rocket. It's the same process, just that Rocket is going to make the whole process easier for you. So you click on, let's open up a Publisher Rocket. The first option actually was a free method of doing it using this website, and this one is going to be using a paid tool, in this case Publisher Rocket. Now I was saying a lot of mistake people do, okay, to open up. So you click on category search. A lot of mistake people do is they'll feel when they go to search for a category to add their book, some people type the name of their book, and that's totally wrong, because you might not see a category that talks directly about your book, but you see a category that talks about what your book is, because there are millions of categories and subcategories on Amazon. So definitely you're going to see a category that your books fall into. So let's say you're writing a travel guide on France, for instance. If you go to do category search, don't search for France. You can search for France, you can search for things like French, because they speak French there. You can search for, okay, let me do that practically here. So this is the category search, this is Kindle. So let's say I have a travel guide on France, for instance, and I want to know the category string that book can fall into. So if I'm using Rocket, I can just press on search there and click on let's say France. Now if I type France, I may not see a category that talks about France, okay, but in this case we have Kindle store, Kindle ebook, travel, Euro, France. So I can check out these categories and see if they are profitable, then I can use them for my book. Then okay, I might like to check French because they speak French there. So if I place a France travel guide under a French category, then it's not totally wrong. So you can also see foreign languages, French, foreign languages, adventure and adventure, action and adventure, like that. Now you can also go ahead and check if their currency, I'm not sure there can be something like that, but you can go ahead and check anything relating to French, to France. You can go ahead and check their capital and see if you have a category. These are ways to come up with more categories for your book. So now, but if you don't want to do that, then you can just come here and check. Let's say that book was under aging. I don't know where aging is here, but okay, if I should type it, then there should be a category string that talk about aging. Now, okay, age, parenting, and elder care, aging. Let me go back to here and check, because the category string was here actually. Alzheimer's disease. Let me use Alzheimer's disease. Kindle store, Kindle ebook, health, fitness, and dieting. So, but that's, by the way, that's even a long process. A shorter process to do that is just to come to your okay, activate log sequence. I have to enter my email again. So let me enter my email so that I'll get access to it. Rocket is kind of very sensitive. They keep logging you out if you suspect a network fluctuation. So back to my category search. I can actually come here and sort out, because what they do is they give you categories and all the subcategories. So let's say health, fitness, and dieting. Now you can see sales to number 1, sales to number 10, large publisher, Kindle Unlimited, blah 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 blah. So you can also come here and check for your categories that are related to your book and add them up. So okay, let's say depression. You can just click on insights. I'm going to record a separate video on how to do research with Publisher Rocket, so you can just see all this data analysis that they are giving you about this category, and you can just click on link and it will take you straight to your Chrome and open up that category. So if you're using Publisher Rocket, that's one other way to sort for categories. And you can also use the ASIN of the book. That should be under Competition Analyzer. So you can put the ASIN of the book here. I covered it already. Go get them Rocket, and let's load up and see. So you can see Outlive is showing you ebook, showing you the number of sales, number of pages, age 2, that is just 2 days on Amazon, bestseller rank, price. So if you click on unleash the categories here, you can see categories that the book fall into. So this is another way of doing this. If you're using a paid tool like Publisher Rocket, that's how to do it. If you click on check it out, it will bring you here to this book. So you can either use this website if you don't have Publisher Rocket, or you can go ahead and use Publisher Rocket directly if you have it. Thank you for staying to the end of this video, and once again hit the subscription button and turn on notification to get notified whenever I drop contents like these. Thank you once again for staying to the end of this video. See you in my next video.